guys, welcome back to the channel. We're in the garage today working on the Truck 17 project. It's actually a warm day today, so we're going to do some painting. I've got the frame rails all prepped and ready to go, all the cross members, and one of the leaf spring caps. What I'm wanting to do is at least get one side of everything painted, and then probably come back tomorrow, flip it all over, and do the rest. One thing to take note of when you're using chassis saver, love this stuff, but if you're going to put the lid back on and save what you have for another time, do yourself a favor and clean really well around the lid here, because yeah, that lid is just absolutely mangled. I didn't think I was going to get back into that can. So I'm going to go ahead and load up the paint gun, get my respirator on, and start laying down some paint. Okay, well that's the first coat on the frame rails. Now it's time to move on to the cross members and whatnot. I'm not going to bore you with all, hopefully 3 or 4 coats of paint that I put on these things, so probably see you whenever I finish up. Okay, well I don't know if you can hear it, but the sky just let loose outside. It is pouring. I think I'm going to hang out in here until it slows down a bit. But here you go. Here's the frame rails all nice and painted. Like I said, let them dry tonight. Hopefully tomorrow, flip them over, do the other side. Same goes with all of the cross members. The light in here kind of sucks. It's just a big blob of black. But you get the idea. There's some miscellaneous parts right there. Back cross member, what have you. The Harbor Freight paint gun wound up in the garbage. I got my money's worth out of it, which wasn't much to begin with, so I'm not too upset about it. Broke out the old DeVilbiss and cranked the knob open and laid the paint down to her fast. I should have just started out with that gun. is super windy outside today, so I apologize if there's a bunch of noise. I've got the front door just cracked open and the back door opened all the way up with the fan going. Hopefully that'll suck out the overspray. Here's the finished product, all nice and dry, looking good. Paint's good and hard. I think they're gonna look pretty daggone good on this truck. So the task for today is I want to get the inner frame rail put inside the outer. And before I do that, I want to go through and smear some marine grade grease on the inside of the outside frame rail, and then somehow figure out how to do this by myself without removing any fingers. So yeah, should be fun. All right, so the thought process behind doing this is, you know, the reason why these double frames tend to rot out is you get water in between your inner and outer, and it starts to rust, and the rust is a very powerful thing and pushes one away from the other, and you got the bolts holding it together, and you know, obviously all the cross members and whatnot, and that's how you get cracks. And you know, you'll see the top flanges spread apart, and it's got like a 3/4 inch layer of rust in between. So I mean, I gotta try something, even if it is wrong. I can't see it hurting anything, so that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to go through and smear the inside of this frame rail down with some El Cheapo marine grease in hopes that it will repel any water that might get in between these frame rails. But if I have it my way, the only time this truck is going to get wet is when I wash it. So I'm trying not to put it in super thick so that whenever I put these frame rails together and they get tightened down to each other, that I've got a bunch of grease squeezing out of all the bolt holes and just making a royal mess of everything. Alright, well, you get the idea. I need to do a better job of rolling my sleeves up. And yeah, I'm gonna be greasing for a while. Okay, frame rail is thoroughly greased. It only took 2 tubes. So the way I think I'm gonna do this, I'm just gonna block up this inner frame rail up on each side until it gets up high enough. Put some boards over the outer frame rail, slide it over, and hopefully it'll just drop down in. slide back some. Okay, now see how this goes here. Oh boy. Now when I split these frame rails apart, it was a battle the entire way. I had spud bars and pry bars and just beating the ever-loving crap out of them with a sledgehammer and steel splitting wedges, and it was a fight the entire way down. So hopefully it goes back together a little bit easier than it came apart. Might be being a bit optimistic, but oh. Don't look too far. Put my alignment dowel somewhere else. How about right there? Here we go. Heck yeah. Got one more block on each end. Sweet. Oh. Nice. I'm all right with that. All right, well, that's one frame rail put together. Probably just gonna put 2 or 3 bolts in it and tighten it down just so they stay as one piece whenever the day finally comes that we go to put them on the trunnion. Damn it. Well, we now officially have 2 frame rails instead of 4. Oh, this is exciting. Well, this is yet another big step in the right direction on the 17 project here. This is about all the further I'm going on these frame rails for today. I'm just happy to have them back together and that they're all greased up and ready to go whenever we get to that point. I've got some more stuff I need to do that really isn't worth recording. Basically just getting another load of stuff to go to the sandblaster. I've got to get a color picked for the rear hubs because like I said, they are going to be matched to the cab, so I'm going to need to come to a decision here pretty quick. Well, I thank you guys for joining me, and I'm really happy with what we've got accomplished here today. And yeah, we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.